is the president's trip playing in Israel, especially when it comes to the potential policies and decisions that could emerge from the trip that are on the table?
Good morning, Mika. First of all, we appreciate the visit itself, the first visit abroad for the U.S. president coming to Israel. We indeed appreciate that, and it was a very short visit. Now, as we speak, the president has concluded his visit. He is speaking in Israel, and he will be flying in a few minutes to Rome. But for us, it was an important visit. He met President Abbas, he met Prime Minister Netanyahu, and it's only the beginning. We hope that he will be able to convince the Palestinians to come back to direct negotiations without preconditions.
Joe.
Mr. Ambassador Joe Scarborough, the president also issued a challenge to Israel saying that if you want peace, if you want to move forward in this region, that you are going to have to deal with the Palestinians and you are going to have to make some concessions. Does Israel understand that for there to be peace, this White House is going to push not only the Palestinians and their Arab neighbors, but also Israel?
We want peace, Joe. We pray for peace every morning, and we proved it in the past. We signed an agreement with Egypt, with Jordan, and we paid a heavy price for those important agreements. But with the Palestinians, I think we demand that they will change the culture of hate. We saw what happened in Manchester a few hours ago, and when I see the Palestinians glorifying terrorism, when I see them paying salaries for convicted murderers, government funds going to terrorists, that is a problem for us. So I think they should change the culture of hate and come and directly negotiate with us. That is the only way to move forward.
Mr. Ambassador, there is clearly a mood, an almost euphoric mood in Israel and among Israel's diplomats like yourself about this trip of President Trump to your country. Part of it, though, seems to some observers rooted in a resentment of Barack Obama's administration. Can you explain the difference between Barack Obama's administration and its attitude toward Israel and President Trump's attitude toward Israel?
We had a very good relationship also with the previous administration. The bond between Israel and the U.S. is a very strong bond. But when you look, for example, at the fact that President Obama, when he came to the Middle East, he went to Egypt first without visiting Israel. It's a symbolic thing, but it means a lot to the Israelis. But more importantly, only last December, the UN Security Council adopted a resolution with the support of the previous administration, and we thought it was a bad move. We believe in direct negotiations. We don't think we should go to the UN to help the peace process. We need to speak directly with the Palestinians, and President Trump today said it again, that he supports direct negotiations.
What's your present position? What's the Israeli government's present position on continuing to build settlements?
We think that the settlements are not the obstacle for peace. And we proved it. In 2005, we uprooted all the settlements from the Gaza Strip, and look what happened over there. It became a Hamas entity, a radical regime. So we don't want to see the same happening in Judea and Samaria. We are willing to negotiate everything. Prime Minister Netanyahu said it over and over again, but we don't believe that because you have Jews living in Judea and Samaria, you don't have peace.
And there was, Ambassador, a lot of friction between President Obama and Prime Minister Netanyahu. But one thing that President Obama didn't do was reveal classified information, which the President of the United States, President Trump, seemed to reaffirm yesterday in Israel. We know that the Prime Minister said that the relations still very strong and they will continue to share intelligence. There are reports, however, that the intelligence community within Israel was outraged and yelled at their American counterparts. Can you talk about that in the future that this may have on intelligence sharing going forward?
I will not comment on reports, but I was Deputy Minister of Defense in the government of Israel, and I can tell you that we do share information. We will continue to share information with our American colleagues. That is the only way to fight terrorism. We saw the attack in London. We saw what happened here in 9/11. We need to work together against terrorism, and the Israelis will continue to share intelligence with our American counterparts.
Mr. Ambassador, one of the president's campaign promises that he repeated many times was that he was going to move the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Now suddenly he goes to Israel and there's no more talk about moving the embassy. What was the Israeli reaction to that, and how important is that to you as a symbol of America's commitment to Jerusalem being part of Israel?
Jerusalem has been the capital of the Jewish people for more than 3,000 years. The president actually came now to Israel. He came to Jerusalem to meet the prime minister, to meet the president. It is the capital of Israel. We want to see the American embassy move to Jerusalem, and I believe that you will see many other embassies that will follow the U.S. when they will take this important decision.
So did your colleagues make the point to the American officials, to President Trump, that he had made this promise, and so why is the embassy not moving to Jerusalem?
We want to see the American embassy in Jerusalem, period. The sooner the better, and we should not listen to those who are threatening. We cannot build a policy according to threats. That's what happened when we established Israel in 1948, when we declared it is capital. We also heard threats. We believe that the embassy should move to Jerusalem. It's an American decision. The president will have to decide about it, but we think it should happen already.
Mr. Ambassador, final question. Donald Trump just said that the Palestinians are ready to reach for peace. Do you believe they are?
Unfortunately, I think we need to see actions, Joe, not talks. When Abbas is talking in English in D.C., or when he met President Trump, he's saying one thing. When he speaks in Arabic to his people, it sounds completely the opposite. So we want to see actions. We want to hear them condemn terrorism and educating the children for peace. I educate my children for peace. I expect the same, that they will do that. Once they will do that, we will be hopeful about it.
Ambassador Danny
All right.
Denham, thank you
Thank you very
much.
much.